guys, it's Mrs. C. I am back with week 13, cycle 1 for classical conversations. Hope you guys had an awesome break and are ready to jump back in and start school off with a bang. We are just getting started. I know some of you have already been for a few weeks, so for those of you who have been following along and I'm now behind, sorry, I'm just gonna have to use all your ideas now. For those of you who are still with me, let's jump into week 13. So I always start off with geography. My sweet mother-in-law got my boys some little dinosaurs, and little did she know I was gonna steal them to use for our geography. So they're just real little like this. They, fit in your hand. That didn't work. They fit in the palm of your hand, and they work really well today for geography. So I just gave each of the kids one of those, and we just went and named them and took our dinosaurs to each of the places. The only thing kind of fun that we did was, I talked about the Niger River. We pretended it was like a roller coaster because it goes up and down. And so we made our dinosaurs go over the roller coaster. And then when we were in the Sahara, since that was our last location, we talked about they were hot and we pretended like their feet were burning. Then we had to go cool them off in the Atlantic Ocean. So, and then we would start over and go through them again. So that's what we did for geography today. For timeline, I just kept everything really simple today. First, because it was our first week back, and then also because we just got in from out of town like 7 o'clock last night, and I didn't have time to gather tons of things. So I hid my cards around the room. What I like to tell the kids is that they ran away when I got there, and so they have to help me find them. So while they are trying to find the cards, I am singing through the section of timeline that we're learning. And so we usually it usually takes them about maybe 3 times of me singing it through to find all the cards. So once they find them all, when they find one, they come and sit down. And then once everybody's sitting down, we take the cards and put them in order. And then I go quickly through the hand motions for them. So we have Age of Exploration. So we're just gonna be explorers. We have Prince Henry. We're gonna make an H for Henry. Bounds, the School of Navigation. You're holding it like you would be holding the wheel of a ship, okay? Slave trade, so we're going to do cross your arms. This is in bondage, so slave trade is exchanging. In Africa, and we always have to pat our legs when we say Africa. Excuse me, guys. Gutenberg, we're gonna make a G, so it almost looks like you're getting ready to pinch something, but you keep your fingers open and your hand is turned like this. Gutenberg's printing press, you're going to grab the handle and pull it down and back up, because that's what they did for printing press. Songhai, we're going to do our sign for gold again. Again, that's a Y. It goes up to your ear and comes down for gold. So Songhai in Africa, pat on your legs. Tsar Ivan the Great, so anytime we have royalty or sometimes even a leader, we are going to do our sash, so we're making an I, which is your pinky up. So we're going to go from shoulder to hip. Tsar Ivan the Great, so great, of Russia. And for Russia, you're just going to take your hands and you're going to hit your hips like this, okay? Tsar Ivan the Great of Russia. And then the Spanish Inquisition, we're going to bring our capes around, similar to what we did for, I think it was Spanish conquistadors in the Americas, but we are just going to bring around our capes, okay, for Spanish Inquisition. So that was timeline. Then we did science. For science, I just had my agility ladder laid out. Again, I was trying to be pretty simple today, so I laid that out, and we just jumped and said each part of the geosphere. So I've learned, especially with the littles, with the older, you probably don't have to do it as much, but they just like to jump super fast. So I made them hold my hand and like help them jump while we were saying it, and that seemed to help actually get the words out, because sometimes they'll jump so fast they can't say the words. So yeah, we just jumped and said, core, mantle, crust, and kept going from there. So for Latin, since this is a repeat, I didn't spend a ton of time on Latin because a lot of the kids know it. So I said nominative and they said subject, and we went back and forth going through and doing that. And then we said it in a quiet voice and a loud voice and just changed it up a little bit. But again, they kind of already know it a little bit, so I didn't spend as much time so I could spend time doing math. Because math took a little bit longer today, which is funny since it's not the long things the big long list, but we had liquid equivalents, and I love to do with the little kids the Kingdom of Gallon. So if you haven't ever seen the Kingdom of Gallon, I'm gonna do that for you and just show you how I like to do it. I will say that I've learned over the past couple of years to, after you do it, to go back through and point, like, make sure that they're understanding the quarts and the pints and all of that with the story, because sometimes they can get a little lost in a story. So hope you can see this okay. All right, so this is just how I would present it in class. In the Kingdom of Gallon, so you're gonna draw a really big G, okay? There were 4, and I have all the kids hold up 4 fingers, 4 queens of their courts. And each of those queens of their courts had 2, have everybody hold up 2, pint-sized princesses. And each of those pint-sized princesses had 2, have everybody hold up 2, cup-sized kittens. This isn't my best work because I'm holding the board, but you get the idea. And each of those kittens drank 8 fluid ounces of milk. Those are supposed to be 8. You can't tell, but they are. When you're doing it on the whiteboard, a bigger whiteboard, you can do it really big. If you have older classes, you can give them a piece of paper or a shop ticket holder that they can dry erase, and you can let them tell the story along with you and draw the story. So, but I didn't worry about doing that with my kids. So we have our 8 fluid ounces equals 1 cup. 2 cups, because I asked them how many cup-sized kittens, they say 2. Equals 1 pint. How many pint-sized princesses? 2. 2 pints equals 1 quart. And how many queens were there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 queens of their quarts. 4 quarts makes a gallon. Okay? So that is how you do the Kingdom of Gallon if you weren't sure. Then you can erase it and do it again and have them, you know, point out to you whatever you're doing wrong. You could say 3 queens of their courts or whatever. I just tell it through several times. And again, just make sure that you do go back, work backwards and do the 8 fluid ounces equals 1 cup so that you're saying that, saying all that part. Okay, let's see. History. For history today, it is such a simple, easy song. And I needed something that was just us kind of sitting in the floor. And so we just sat in the floor and patted our knees and clapped along with the song because it's pretty simple. They got it pretty easily. We did alter our voice some, so we did it really quiet. And then we did it loud, and then they love doing volcano voice, so then we sang it in volcano voice. So that was what we did for history. For English, I do not have the name of the person who I got these from written down. They did make a video and put it on the Tutor page on Facebook, so thank you, whoever you are, for these hand motions. But they've worked very well today. So our hand motions for English, we have according to, like your, you know, excuse me, kind of thing. So according to, then in addition to, so you're making a plus sign for addition, in addition to, an X, except for, in front of, out of, I told them like you were pulling a rabbit out of a hat, so out of, and instead of. So instead of broccoli, I'm gonna eat this cake over here, okay? So I think that should be everything. Yep, that was everything for today. Like I said, I hope you guys have a great first week back. We will be taking a break, I believe, the first or second week of February. So hopefully I won't get too far behind anybody else, and maybe some of you guys are going to have breaks or snow days or whatever, and we can all get caught up. But I hope you guys had a good break, a safe break, and I will see you next week with week 14. Thanks, guys. Bye.